The music gets me every time. Also, this this fucking line. Humans can die at any time, especially in a job like mine. Sometimes the guy you had breakfast with in the morning comes home at night in a body bag. Even when I see things like that, I simply write it off as bad luck. I know that I'm far too used to having people die around me, but I don't think that it's a bad thing. If I hear a comrade's passing, the only words that escape my lips are, I see. A comrade's death is the sort of thing that takes a while to sink in. Oh no. No! No! I knew it was gonna tell me something! Oh, I was wondering how. And now it's here. Daniel Bone. If my fellow troops were like family, then Danny was like a brother. He was a confident guy who relied on brute strength for everything. He was like a little brat whose body alone grew into that of a man. But because of this, he was straightforward and easy to understand. He'd never lie or betray a friend. Maybe he seemed insensitive, but he actually possessed a clumsy sort of kindness. He was a strong leader, a Boy Scout type. I received word that Danny had died around 2 months after the terrorist incident at Vancouver International Airport. Only 2 months? Bruh. What feels... I'd returned from America, gotten my license to work in Japan, and when I was just beginning to get accustomed to my work at CIRS, I got a call from Eddie. Huh? I see. When I heard that Danny had died, I couldn't accept it. It sounded like a bad joke. But I knew there was no way that Eddie, always so serious, would joke about something like that. Also, that's not a good joke. Danny was dead. Danny, a guy who was with me in the Marines, died, apparently. His funeral's next week. Oh, I'm so sad. but I laughed to help me cope. But I have work, so...
JB だって同じことを言うさ。言っておかないと数年後に少しだけ後悔するぞ。
God damn it, how come this wasn't in the actual game? You kidding me? These were written later, though, so can't be too upset. Is that how it goes? Truthfully, even though I've been told Danny's dead, it just doesn't click. I can't believe it. Or rather, I can't accept it on an intellectual level. My head's trying to process it as something trivial. Surely funeral rites exist to address ambiguous emotions like that and provide a sense of closure. To be honest, I don't really want to show up at the funeral. If I do, it means recognizing Danny's death, even if I don't want to. Everyone becomes a good chap when they die. If I was able to laugh it off and say, man, he was a crazy bastard, it would open up a chasm between us. I'm so upset. Why am I so connected to Danny? Anywho, enough of me fucking crying. Danny has a military funeral, conducted with the help of the local reserves. His mother and 2 younger sisters take part in the ceremony. After our training with the Marines, I met Danny's mother and one of his sisters when they came to visit the warship we were stationed on. I remember. This was likely the first time I've seen his other younger sister, a small girl who's sobbing and holding a portrait of Danny. Ah! Stop! To think that we meet for the first time under these circumstances. I accept Danny's belongings from one of the soldiers in the honor guard, then it's down to me to hand them over to his relatives. Fuck. Dude, I can't do this. His belongings include a dog tag, an earring, and a wristwatch. The watch he received as a present from his younger sister when he was enlisted in the Marines. It's an Iron Man model from Timex. These are Daniel's belongings. Dude. Am I more emotional today? After accepting them and wrapping the watch and earing up very delicately in a handkerchief, his mother says, "Mr. Kazami, please, I want you to hold on to this," and returns the dog tag to me. When it's time to bury him, a coffin wrapped in the majestic stars and stripes is carried by Marines down a pathway lined by Boy Scouts. The military chaplain offers his condolences, and several of the participants deliver personal eulogies before blanks are fired up into the sky in time with the band's music. It's a final farewell to the departed. Finally, a government official presents the elder of Danny's sisters with the folded flag. Dude, I'm so upset. I can't find the words when I'm faced with Danny's body. No. Hey, Danny, this is a joke, right? See, he's not crying. I am. There's no way that the #1 Iron Man in the Marines would just die in an accident, right? Even when I touched Danny, now cold and still, I couldn't process the reality. That's how it feels with death. It hurts so much. I thought my heart would feel at least a little bit heavy if I attended the funeral. Or a little less heavy, rather, not a little bit. But it didn't lighten my burden one bit. Even when I saw Danny's sister's unrestrained tears and the still faces of my comrades as they bit their lips, I felt nothing. Maybe my attitude toward death is different from everyone else's after all. Well, yeah. We've been through so much shit. The emotions that other people feel, sadness, frustration, don't well up to the surface. An indescribable gloom just swirls around inside me. And however much I try, I'm unable to cough it up. Even I regard myself as cold and unfeeling. Burp. But forcing myself to cry at a funeral would be colder still. I'm told that Danny died after being stabbed. Whoa! Wondering what could have led to this, I take a look at the death report that JB prepared for me. According to the NCIS report that JB looked over, Danny had gone to a bar for a drink after work and got involved in a drunken brawl. Oh, god damn it. He was stabbed with a knife, and he died. Because the perpetrator was also a Marine. Oh, the incident was reported as a car accident to preserve appearances and to protect Danny's family. Danny, who used to boast about his good luck, had survived on the hellish battlefield only to drop dead in a place far removed from it. Danny often said, "The battlefield is safer than sex." I couldn't laugh at that comment anymore. Bidding my farewell, Danny's mother gave me his car keys. There it is. Saying, "Please take these along with the dog tag." Yep, look at it. The car parked on its own in a warehouse at the base is the one Danny bought with his pay with his first mission. I ain't a car expert, but from what I understand, it's a vintage car from back in the good old days, and he paid quite a bit for it. I remember. I felt bad accepting such an expensive bequest, so I suggested that Danny's mother sell it off, but since she felt that it would be wrong to sell off her son's greatest treasure, there's no way I could turn it down. We decided that I would borrow it and that I could return it at any time. After all, one of Danny's younger sisters gets her driver's license. She might want to ride in her brother's car. Might as well. I mean, until then, I'll take care of it. Damn.
Hey, 見ろよ、ショーティー。いいだろう。ついにモパを手に入れたぜ。
The memories. That car's pretty old. Does it even run?
走るのかとはご挨拶じゃねえか。確かに年式は古いが、440キュービックインチのチューンドビッグブロックだ。430馬力は出てんだぜ。
I wish I knew what any of that meant.
歯を食いしばってグググッとアクセルを踏んでやりゃ地球が逆回転すんぞ。
Wow. I sure hope tomorrow comes then.
まあ日本人のおめえにはわかんねえだろうな。これこそ力強いアメリカってやつよ。
How much did you end up spending on that old car?
そうだな。込み込みの乗り出しで6万ドルぐらいだったかな。
Excuse me? I can't believe you had that much money lying around.
あるわけねえだろ。頭金に3000ドルだけ入れて、あとはローンだ。
Oh. Sounds like debt hell. You could buy a house for that kind of money, you know.
いや、俺、例のバンクーバーで救出したおちびちゃんがよ、お礼はするって言ってたろ。
Kid, please don't tell me you let her write off the rest of your loan.
なんでもいいから欲しいものを言えって言ったのはあのお嬢ちゃんだぜ。
He fucking did.
だからシャレのつもりでローンの残りを払ってくれって言ったら、あのお嬢ちゃんマジで全額払ってくれちゃったってわけよ。
Chizuru, the fucking hero.
日本人ってな、本当に金持ちなんだな。
Well, not all of us. I wonder about that. I think that girl's a bit special.
どうだショーティ、ちょっとドライブでも行くか。
You're damn right. I have work tomorrow, so I'll be in trouble if I don't return in one piece.
エンジンをかけることができたらお前に運転させてやってもいいぜ。
But I remember that. I remember that exact line. I think. Like I said, I'm not going. And so we went. Yep.
こいつはかなり気難しい。まずはメインスイッチをオンにしてランプで通電を確認する。次にキーを差し込んでイグニッションに通電。燃料ポンプがゴンゴンと動いているのを確認。
So much bullshit.
しばらく待ってポンプが止まったらアクセルの遊びがなくなる程度に軽くペダルを踏み込みセルを回す。
Like how I said, I'm not going, but I'm here. I'm like already in.
セルが元気に回ってんのにエンジンがかからないときは下手にアクセルには触らず様子を見ながらちょんちょん踏んだり完全にアクセルから足を離したりするといった具合にエンジンがかかる。 しかしエンジンがかかっても油断しちゃダメだ。下手にアクセルを踏めばストンと止まっちまうし、一度止まっちまえばしばらくはエンジンの機嫌が悪い。
This was $60,000.
ゆっくりと今にも泣き出しそうな赤ん坊をあやすような感じでペダルを踏み水温が上がるのを待つ。どうだ覚えたか？
Wow, this car's a pain in the ass. Even Humvee engines turn on at the press of a button these days.
いやだね。車との付き合い方も知らねえ男ってなよ。
Which is more of a pain, cars or women?
そりゃ女だ。
God damn it. Oh my god.
最高！クソ漏らしそうだぜ。
Look at Yuji's fucking face. Danny! Hey Danny, where are the seatbelts in this thing?
ああ、欲しんとこだよ。
What do you mean? What the hell? So it's your only it only secures your waist?
おうよ、死ぬときはこの車と一緒だ。
Well, Danny, I just remembered something I had to do. Let me off at the bus stop there.
おいおい、ビビったのか？俺の車の中でマリマリとクソ漏らすのだけは勘弁だぜ。
I might. Okay, I get it. The car's amazing, so kill the speed, damn it. I just don't want to be in the newspapers for causing an accident, all right?
車はパワーだぜ、ショーティー。トロトロ走ったってこの車の良さわかんねえだろうが。
This car's a dinosaur. It's fated to go extinct.
俺はお前にもわかると思ったんだがな。ジャパニーズのお前はおとなしく札幌にでも乗ってる。
Don't worry, Danny. We ride this later. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I prefer a car with air conditioning and power steering. It's even better if it comes bundled with GPS.
贅沢な野郎だな。ついでにすぐやらしてくれる女が隣に乗ってりゃ言うことなしだな。
I'd prefer a girl without STDs personally.
お、いいね。そんな女とデロンデロンになるまでバーで飲んで、走ってる車の窓から道路標識を銃で撃つゲームでもやるか。
What? Get found out by Captain Garrett and she'll knock your damn head off.
だったらまず真っ先にあの女を酔いつぶすか。よしちまえば女なんかみんな同じだぜ。
I feel like she'd be very aggressive drunk. What, are you planning to slap her in the face with that? Well, that, when she's good and drunk, she'd kill you, you know? I mean, I got express permission to cover her face in anything, so that's fine by me, but...
人間なんざ生きてりゃいつかは死ぬんだ。クソまみれの戦場で死ぬよりはマシだろう。
I guess he's got a point.
俺に俺はあの地獄みてえな戦場から生きて戻ったんだぜ。俺は運がいいんだ。そうだろう。
That's true.
大体俺はアイアンマンだぜ。そう簡単に落ちんでたまるかよ。スターズ&ストライプスフォーエバー。
Fucking confidence, man. Danny, I'm not sure you could die even if someone killed you. Oh.
なあ、ショーティーよ。
What?
もし俺が死んだら、この車はお前にやるよ。大事にしてくれ。
Ah! Ah! What's up with you all of a sudden?
もしもの時って話だよ。海兵隊一のアイアンマンであるこの俺様がそうポコポコ死ぬわけねえだろ。
And then you look at his cause of death. I guess that's true. And wait a sec, I don't need this bucket of bolts.
言ったなこの野郎。おめえじゃ絶対この車やらねえからな。後にだって欲しいよ欲しいよダニーって言ってきても絶対やんねえからな。
As if I'd ever say that. In the end, we drove around all night. And then we parked in Parked in a lot near the beach and fell asleep under a blanket from the trunk. That reeked of oil. When a guy lays his hands on a car, he's supposed to bring his pals out for a spin and then get tired and fall asleep in the car with the radio on. Danny had told me that this was a sort of ritual of the town he was from. Does this car know that its owner died? When I open the driver's side door, the hinges make an unpleasant squeaking sound. I don't need this bucket of bolts. Hey Danny, this is a joke, right? There's no way that the Marines' #1 Iron Man could die in a stupid way like this, right? You're going to grin and say, hey, what's up, little man? Like you always do, right? Stop it with the bad jokes, Danny. I'm dying. As I get into the driver's seat, the smell of Danny's preferred brand of cigarettes wafts into my nose. But Danny isn't here. When I look in the back seat and all around the rest of the car, Danny's not there. That's a given. He's dead. As I think it over again, the tears start flowing. There it is! There's no holding them back. I'm frustrated. I'm sad. I'm lonely. Dude, I'd be reacting the same way if any of the others from the Bush Dogs died, to be honest. Except maybe, fucking what's his face? De facto captain. But, you know, one after the other, the teardrops rolled down my face. I get it now. I realize now for the first time that I'm lonely and hurting because of Danny's death. So I'm not insensitive to death at all. After all, rather. It's just that I've never tried to face up to someone's death seriously before now. It sure will be lonely without you, Danny. Daniel Bone. If my fellow troops were like family, then Danny was like a brother. He was a confident guy. who relied on brute strength for everything. He was like a little brat whose body alone grew into that of a man. But because of this, he was straightforward and easy to understand. Repeating. He'd never lie or betray a friend. Maybe he seemed insensitive, but he actually possessed a clumsy sort of kindness. He was a strong leader, a Boy Scout type. And he was the only guy I could call my best friend. Ah, no! Why would you say that? Thank you, Danny. And I know I could die like a dog at any time, but if I could, I'd like to live out your share of life as well. Ah! It hurts! All you were like, oh, he's fucking crying. Dude, this hits me where it hurts. That day, I cried my eyes out in Danny's car that he left behind, not fearing what anyone else thought. Then, while listening to the car radio, I fell asleep wrapped in that very same blanket, which still reeked of oil. That day, I learned how to cry for someone else for the very first time. Oh, can I stop being fucking sad? I didn't expect to open up to this. I'm wiping away my tears. Sorry if the way I was reading and everything annoyed all of you, because I do kind of get emotional. And when I'm emotional, my emotions don't know what to do, so they kind of just start laughing and going out of control. So, that was really sad. Like, Jesus. Alright, anywho. Legends start the moment someone opens their mouth and exaggerates a story. That's the truth. As they're passed on, more little embellishments get added to the story until finally there's power in those words. That power can inspire courage in some, but it can hurt others. Dude, my nose, it's got all from the crying. The power of a legend is far greater than that of a gun. Within CIRS and some other organizations, there are certain agents renowned for their reliability and outright ferocity. However, most people have no idea about the true I-9029. I-9029 is special. I-9029 never fails a mission. Burp, because we're a badass. Well, that's just what it looks like. Even 9029 makes mistakes. Even 9029 fails. This is a story that Asako told me when I was still a kid. Oh, back in that day.
いいか、ユージ。私を天才だって言ってるやつは全員アホだ。
I'm Kid Yuji.
私の仕事の成功率が高い理由は、失敗すると分かっている仕事は引き受けないってだけで、私だって失敗するときは失敗する。ただ、失敗して当たり前と思われている任務を何度か成功させたという事実が、人づてに一人歩きした結果でしかないんだ。
You just actually succeed.
わかんねえか。いいか？世の中ってのは善人の悪行は絶対に許されないし、一生許してもらえない。だが、悪人の善行は必要以上に好印象で受け取られ、たった一度の善行が全ての評価を覆すこともある。
It's really like that?
要は、そこらのクソ女と同じ考え方だ。完璧な男が一度でも嘘をついたら絶対に許さないし、クソ野郎にちょっと優しくされるとコロッと騙される。
It's just how those bitches think. Oh, when you put it that way, I kind of understand.
完璧なやつだと思われると、たった一度の失敗でも許してもらえない。それって面倒だろ？だから私は常日頃から一生懸命にクソ女を演じているというわけだ。
Okay, now I have no idea what you're talking about.
いや、 だからな、昼間っからビールを飲んだり酔っ払うと同じ口を何度も言うのも私という女の演出プランの一環であってだな。
I don't really want to hear that kind of shitty excuse.
お前クソとか言うなよ。最近言葉遣い悪いぞ。誰の影響だまったく。
You. He's not dotting.
そういう目で私を見るな。
He's like, you fucking know. But surely some people aren't able to refuse orders even if they know they'd fail. Not everyone can conduct themselves like you, Asuko. Isn't that a skill of yours in a way?
だから私だって失敗するときはあるって言っただろ。何日もかけて下見して当日現場に行って引き金を引かずに帰ってきたことなんて何度もある。いいか、諦めて引き金を引かずに帰ってくるのは狙撃兵としては負けじゃないんだ。標的を外して狙撃対象に狙われたと気づかせたり、それと気づかれるような痕跡を残さなければ失敗であっても負けではない。
Just kind of like a whatever ground. Hmm?
だからこっちが相手のことを好きだってバレてても告白しなけりゃ失恋しないってのと同じだ。
I mean, Asuko, I love you.
お前私の話ちゃんと聞いてるか。
Was that a hit just now?
うるせえよ。お前そういうとこクソ野郎だぞ。
So basically, it's best not to take on a fight you know you can't win. Am I right?
そうだ、負けなければそれでいい。成績を焦る必要はない。何度失敗したところで生きて帰れば必ず勝利の機会はある。そうして生き残ったやつだけがエースになる。
But if you fail all the time, won't you stop getting work?
だから失敗する仕事と成功する仕事をきっちりと見極めるんだよ。
How do you do that?
簡単だ。悪条件が5つ揃った狙撃は必ず失敗する。
What?
どんなに有利な条件であっても不利な条件が5つ以上重なったら潔く諦める。たとえ100の有利があっても5の不利があれば必ず諦める。
Even if it's the sort of chance that comes around every 10 years, once every 10 years, brain stop.
それが100年に一度のチャンスでもだ。
100 years.
成功の数より失敗しなかった数の方が重要なんだ。この仕事を長くやってるとそれがわかるようになる。お前にはまだピンとこねえか。
When I just started work, I couldn't help but worry about racking up results. Sometimes you need to be a bit reckless when you're young. After all, you learn a lot from the pain you go through. However, in this business, the flashier guys die young. Stick out too much and you'll get hammered back down. According to my master, Kusukabe Asuko, talent doesn't matter too much in this line of work. A sniper can land just about any hit as long as the conditions are right. Your main job is to make sure they're in your favor. Careful reconnaissance of a spot you've already scouted out. If that's not possible, your chances of success will be cut in half. A sniper who's already checked out the terrain can claim it as their own territory. It's the sniper's job simply to devour anyone who enters that area.
刀の間合いをぐっと広げたのがライフルの間合いだと思えばいい。お前だってこの山に敵が入ってきても負ける気がしないだろ。縄張り作りこそが狙撃の要だ。
I see. Oh, you can never be too careful. You'll complete your mission flawlessly if you scout out the area a number of times beforehand. But if you come across 5 adverse conditions, be a man, give up, and wait for the next opportunity. Even if the next opportunity only comes along 10 or even 20 years later, As long as you keep an eye out for the chance over the years, the target's bound to show an opening somewhere. It wasn't long after that when I learned what Asuko had meant through, personal experience.
おいユージ、ハイキングに行くぞ。準備しろ。
Hiking? Hiking? I don't like hiking. I don't want it. Is that code for something? Asuko had been called out by JB the other day, and she'd come back late at night completely sober. She might have taken on a job of some kind. Asuko almost never takes me with her on assignment. When she has done, it's usually been for some. Oh, that's what you mean. It's usually been for some nonsensical mission or another. Maybe she'd been handed a job she can't handle alone, and she wants me to assist her. Per Asuko's instructions, I stuff my clothing and supplies in a rucksack and put a sleeping bag and a tent in the flatbed of her truck. Asuko also loads the truck with a tackle box adorned with the logo of a fishing gear brand and a long case designed for fishing rods. I'm guessing the case actually contains a rifle. When the preparations are done, Asuko makes me sit in the passenger seat and drives off without telling me where we're going. Where are we headed?
ハイキングだって言ったろ？山だよ。
I see. The mountains, huh? Asuko won't tell me exactly where we're going. In other words, she doesn't mind that I don't know where we're going, provided she herself does. If by some chance I fell into enemy hands, it would be impossible to try and extract information from me since I wouldn't know anything. It's like when I was at Oslo school. We don't talk about that. We're only given the scantest information regarding when, where, who, and how we were to kill. We weren't allowed to ask questions. In that case, I shouldn't be asking any more than this. Sure hope there aren't any bears in the mountains. Ah! Maybe I pulled a nerve with my manner of speech that hints that I know something, or maybe she feels pity for me after hearing such a bad joke. After all, not much time had passed since my beloved dog was killed by a bear. Yep, feels real bad. Asuko reluctantly opens her mouth and says,
今回の相手はチートばかり厄介なやつでな。
Asuko tosses a bag on my lap. Inside is the file on the man who's our current target. Attached to the file is a single blurry photo that looks like it was ripped from a security camera. There's also 2 sheets of A4 paper giving a basic rundown of the man's past activities. Oh, great, let's see. Name Ricardo Balboa, ethnicity Caucasian. He's a white guy. Birthplace Slovenia. His father is a former Slovenian soldier. In 1988, Ricardo began working as an assassin, targeting political refugees and enemies of the state. He was active in several countries, including Belgium, the Netherlands, and Italy, and he assassinated 2 FBI officers in September 1992. Good lord. In November that year, he was imprisoned by the Belgian authorities, but he was immediately released thanks to an intervention by the politician Andrzej. Well, I still can't say names. The next year, he was recaptured and imprisoned in the Netherlands, but released 20 days later by the same politician.
資料にはごちゃごちゃと書いてあるが、簡単に言っちまえば私と同業者だ。
That's what it sounds like.
とはいえ、向こうはこっちと違って堂々としたもんだけどな。
Yeah, 9029's a ghost, but we're still a legend. You don't know about us, but you know about us. So, this guy's in Japan now?
いるのが確認されたから、私んとこに仕事が回ってきたんだよ。
Why Japan?
さすがに本国でもかばいきれなくなったんだろうな。それに日本は安全な上に必要な情報がバンバン集まってくる国だからな。
Well, what's he like?
残忍で用心深い、イタチのようなやつだ。
Oh, he's one of those weaselly ones. A weasel.
イタチってやつは卵の中身を吸って何事もなかったように偽装するほどずる賢くて、同じ道は二度と通らない慎重さと 追い詰められれば最後っぺをかます狡猾さもある。
You gotta do what you gotta do.
ましてや世界各国で悪さをして檻に入れられては政治家に助け出してもらってるようなやつだ。簡単には追い詰められない。だがチャンスがないわけでもない。
This is fucking serious. Not only do various governments and law enforcement agencies have their eyes on Ricardo Balboa. There's a $6 million bounty on his head in the crime world. My God! That makes it very difficult for him to enter the city. It's less risky for him to drift about the outskirts, where dash cams and speed cameras are extremely rare. He probably never stays at the same inn twice. This way, Balboa's able to slip the net just like a weasel. But the organization helping Balboa doesn't escape. Helping Balboa escape isn't so nimble. Oh.
おいユージ、あそこにある赤い屋根の建物が見えるか？
No, it's just forest. Oh, hey. Well, let me scan this place. Hold on. Osco points down at a peaceful rural landscape buried in that verdant prospect in a row of little apartment blocks and villas. At the end of the long farm road, I can see a somewhat rundown building with a red roof. Oh, yeah, it's a restaurant, I think. Judging by the sign, it looks like a Mediterranean restaurant. The sort of place you'd see in a tourist resort.
いい読みだ。大して珍しくもなきゃ飛び抜けてうまいわけでもない料理にそれなりの値段をつけて観光客から小銭を巻き上げるタイプのどこにでもある店だな。
And I hate places that suck money out of me!
あの店がイタチ野郎の逃亡を支援している連中のネストだ。イタチ野郎は毎週木曜日あの店に情報と逃走資金を受け取りに来る。電話とカードが使えないってだけでイタチは必ず不便を強いられて尻尾を出すってわけだ。
You're gonna do it when he comes into the restaurant?
イタチだってそこまでバカじゃない。狙われそうな場所には目星をつけてうまいこと避けてやがる。
This goddamn weasel. It's 700 meters from the restaurant from here. That's not an impossible shot.
高低差と弾道を計算してみろ。
If you're aiming for the window, the roof is in the way.
そういうこと。もう少し近づければ話は早いんだが、そうすっと今度はこっちの姿が丸見えになっちまう。
How about blasting through the roof with a 50 cal?
イタチ野郎が壁際に張り付いててくれりゃ、それでもいけるかもしれねえが、確実じゃねえし派手すぎる。JB が許しちゃくれねえだろ。
Why'd you go in loud?
いくらでも派手にやっても全部 JB がもみ消してくれるっつんなら店ごとミサイルで吹っ飛ばすのが一番確実だろ。
Isn't the most foolproof way to deliver booze, cigarettes, and women to the restaurant?
嫌味を言うんじゃねえよ。私も JB もそういう仕事だ。いいからお前ちょっとあの店行って飯食ってこいよ。
Oh. So you want me to go in and inspect the place?
いや、変にジロジロ店の中を見てりゃガキとはいえ怪しまれちまう。ただ普通に飯食って便所行って裏口確認してこい。
Yeah, he's just looking around like, like gremlin. Okay.
ブッシュハットかぶってリュックサックと釣り竿を背負ってけ。そうすりゃ岩菜釣りに来たフライフィッシング小僧に見えるだろう。
This is dangerous, but I'm in. I'll need a vest and a poncho too, I guess. Someone dressed as a fisherman without any experience actually fishing looks unnatural, like a CIA agent in disguise. That's something I once saw written in a book I found on Osco's bookshelf entitled, How to Identify a CIA Agent in 3 Minutes. Thankfully, I have the experience of living in a mountain cabin, and I'm quite skilled at fishing in the mountain stream for cherry salmon and char. Just as Osco instructed, I put on my burp and put on my hat, vest, waders, and shoulder my rucksack. Finally, I cover myself with a camouflage poncho. With my fishing rod in hand, a compact digital camera around my neck, and a pair of sunglasses on the rim of my hat. I look exactly like a young boy on a fishing trip. A young boy with dead-ass eyes. Transformation complete.
フェイスペイントもするか？
That's for mountain troops.
偵察用具袋ってデカデカと書いてあるバッグも持ってけよ。
Just what do you want to happen to me? Anyway, I'm off.
おい待てユージ。これも持ってけ。
What? If it's the reconnaissance kit, I don't need it.
いや、粉砕用具だ。
Demolition? What is this thing?
見りゃわかるだろ？ホイールナットレンチだ。車載工具箱の中に入ってた。
And what do you want me to do with it?
便所行ったついでにちょっと嫌がらせしてこいよ。一番奥の便器、かち割ってこい。
Now that's just petty. That's crazy.
うるせえ。地味な嫌がらせも私らの仕事だ。言われた通りにしろ。これは師匠命令だぞ。
Damn it, I have to listen to New God. You're as tyrannical as an upperclassman at a mixer who tells the younger guys to chase off the ugly bitches.
あ？なんか言ったか？
Nothing, I'm already leaving. I'll be going now, master. It's natural that an enemy who knows he's being targeted should leave no openings. If there do happen to be obvious ones, it's best to consider them traps. No matter how cautious this weasel may be, there's certain to be a clink in his armor somewhere, or a chink in his armor somewhere. Not a I mean, you can really use both, right? Scouting ahead allows you to search for it. There's 2 steps to this. First, go about the area through the eyes of your enemy, become your enemy. Next, taking on your enemy's mindset. Look around once more and think about where to strike. If you still can't find an opening, adapt to the enemy's mindset again and look a 3rd time. Even if that doesn't work, then you have to look around and imagine being attacked from the enemy's point of view. After repeating this process a number of times, your thoughts will start to become biased. You'll think this must be it, or I hope it plays out like this. You start getting wishful. When that happens, you need to erase all the previous intel you've gathered and start all over again. It really is a game of cat and mouse, or cat and weasel, if you will. Oh. Hello? Oh my god, the fucking music. Dude, I need to save this for next time. I feel like just walking in, that's a cliffhanger right there and a half. Also, I need to clear out my nose and like cover my face in water and wash my face because of, well, I look disgusting from the tears. You know, I mean, I look disgusting all the time, but